welcome everyone to chapter 4 of our Forever World. Today we are starting in on the Spencer Kim Lewis household, and we're going to have their rotation for the first time ever. So thank you to our friends on YouTube who are joining us. I will be speaking throughout to my Twitch chat, so I hope you're able to handle that. I do not have them up on the screen this time. I'm going to sort out exactly how to do that in the future. We'll get ourselves a chat box going so that our friends on YouTube can see what our friends on Twitch are talking about. So I appreciate everyone's patience as we work out the little kinks here. We're going to be playing today over here in the Spencer Kim Lewis household. Let's go ahead and pull up what information we have about them so far. All right, so this is our save pal for the Spencer Kim Lewis household. We have Vivian, Dennis, Eric Lewis, Spencer Kim, Alice Spencer Kim, and Olivia Kim Lewis. Vanaгаnder, I haven't played with them since they since EA renovated their house, and I think I've only ever played with them once. So this is going to be a fun opportunity to really get to know these characters that have only ever been background for me. So I'm pretty excited. We have everything set up. We're going to start our rotation playing with Vivian, who has the big happy family aspiration. She's cheerful, family oriented, and a foodie, and she doesn't have any bonus traits yet. Also, I have added Missy Hissy's, basically her whole library of content that has to do with whim sets. So we'll have new whims. We will have a handful of new traits, and then hobbies. So I'm gonna add a toggle here for Missy Hissy traits, and then over here under likes and dislikes we're also gonna add hobbies. So we're probably gonna get a ton of random pop-ups toward the beginning here because the mods are going to want to add all sorts of like hobby pop-ups and such things. So we're prepared for it and it won't be a big deal. So let's go ahead and load into the household. And we're going to start by quickly adding giving Vivian some goals and things for us to work toward. I'm pulling up Save Pal on the other side of my screen as well so that I can type and still see the game. Okay, so Vivian is our oldest. We're going to start over here with Vivian, but we're also going to take a snip of this the week. So we've got there we go. So we always have this as a reference. In the future we'll be able to know, oh yep, last time we played it was the second week of spring. Alright, so we'll add that to Save Pal and put that off to the side. Perfect. Alright, so let's look at Vivian and see what kind of things she might want. So for Big Happy Family, some of this is going to be challenging because she might have to do stuff that, like, she's too old in her life at this point to do, but we'll see. We'll get her as far as we can. Caregiver is the first level here. She wants to become a parent, which she did. She wants to read to a child for 2 hours. She wants to socialize with her child for 10 10 times. Okay. So that's kind of like a starting point. Let's get her milestones kind of not blinking at me here. Also, we're going to go in, we're going to give her some background traits. These are like the ones from The Sims 2. So, and they will affect what kind of whims and fears and wants she comes up with. So I think family should definitely be the first one. And I think that maybe creativity could be her second one. So we'll put that on there. So we'll put family and creativity. And that's going to help give her some more different wants and stuff as time goes on. So right now she wants to get to know Eric. We're going to put that on our list. All right. Get to know Eric. And then she wants to gain friendly relationship with a family member. That shouldn't be too hard. Gain friendly, what was that? That was a long one. Gain friendly relationship with a family member. All right, and she also wants to be friendly with Olivia. She's got like a lot of family-oriented things here, which makes a lot of sense. And what is this last one here? She wants to become friends with Olivia. Apparently they're only acquaintances. Can't type today. All right, and then we'll put some of her aspiration things down here as well. I'll switch over and let you see what I've done here in just a second. And like so. All right. Let's see. So this is what we've got so far for her list. Some stuff that we're going to have her work on. And then this goes for her aspiration. And this one is also for her aspiration. All right, so we've got her all set up. I could have done that before we started streaming, but I wanted everyone to get to see kind of the process. All right, so I don't know this house very well. I think this is meant to be Dennis's room because it's like right there with the plants, and he's interested in the gardening. And then up here, I think clearly this is Olivia's bedroom. And this could be the parents' bedroom. Well, this could also be the parents' bedroom. I think, but it does kind of look like a grandma room too, doesn't it? What do the walls look like when that's put up? Yeah, I think I'll put the parents on the second floor, and I'll put poor Vivian sleeps all the way on the top floor. Okay, we'll assign that to Vivian. Oh wait, there's another bedroom up here. You know what? They had 4 bedrooms, or more bedrooms than they had Sims in the previous house too. Oh, thank you, Vanagander. I took Save Pal that I bought Yasmin Save Pal, and then I just made some minimal adjustments, mostly just putting toggles in places so that I can make stuff smaller, so that I don't have, like, I can, whoa, that ended up very large. We don't want that to be that big. There we go. Somewhere in there, that'll do. I like being able to close things up, so I don't have a bunch of, like, I can close all of the progress journal. It becomes very visually overwhelming to me if if I don't have the toggles. So once I learned how to put toggles, I'm like, ooh, I can do this. I can do this. So that's been a lot of fun to adjust, and making templates for different things. I've learned how to do that a little bit. YouTube is a great resource for figuring out how to do these things. All right, so let's go in. I think the first thing we had on our list was she wants to get to know Eric. So we can just fully just like let the people roam. I like to whichever, wow, okay. That was immediate. She wants, and now she wants to mentor a child. That's fine, we can add that. Oh, if you Google on YouTube anything you want to learn on Notion, somebody has made like a short or a video about how to do the thing, which has been hugely helpful. If you have two screens, it's great to have one up on one side and then follow along on the other. And if you don't, it's all, like if you have it up on your phone while you're following along and working along, that was the best way for me to learn. I had to be doing it while I watched it. Otherwise, I did not absorb what they were saying. But all right, she has already managed to increase her family member relationship. So we'll just knock that off the list right away. And then she wants to mentor a child. So we'll do mentor a child. We'll add that to her list. All right, so they're all standing in the rain, and they're all like noticing the rain for the first time. It's so silly. When I do this rotationally, I like to focus on one person at a time. So today, like, we're focusing on Vivian, and then we'll go in like age order, and then rinse and repeat. Let's see. A balanced meal. Someone said eating dirt was okay, but someone else said eating dirt will make you die. Is it okay to eat dirt? That's like really two ends of the spectrum. We don't have any parenting skills, so we have to say eating dirt is really unhealthy. I remember as a very small child, because a lot of kids did this, like pick their nose and then eat it, or I don't remember having done that myself, but I do distinctly remember that my mom was like, that is as bad as going outside with a spoon and sitting on the ground and just eating the dirt. And I remember her saying that. I don't remember having ever done the thing, but I do remember her coming back with that, and I was just like, I don't want to sit on the ground and eat dirt. I mean, I did used to feed it to my brother with a spoon, but that's a whole different story. Okay, eating dirt is unhealthy. Eric has advised Olivia, affecting her character values. All right. Watch a cooking show. All right, so we can put that on her list as well. She wants to watch a cooking show. Where's Olivia? Let's be friends. See, she really wants to be friends with Olivia. It's weird how they have it set up to where they don't have a whole lot of relationship with each other. But she wants to be friends with her granddaughter, and I think that's fantastic. I think we'll put her in a group with Olivia, and the two of them can just go do some things together. I think that might be nice. What if they... Okay, they have a TV here. We can watch some TV together, and then they can sit and chat and become friends. Because standing out here on the sidewalk in the rain doesn't seem like the best place to hang out to become friends with your granddaughter. Maybe that's just me, but it just kind of feels like that makes sense. All right. Are we gonna sit on the couch together? Olivia, are you gonna sit? What if we sit together over here? We'll sit together on the couch. Oh, she immediately like put it on old-timey TV. Okay, that's not working. Sit. Sit. Sit while you watch TV. Okay. We can brighten her day. Let's see. We can ask her, like, what is she into these days? Tell me what sort of. Okay, we just became good friends. That did not tick off, but I have UI extension sheets, so I can right click on these and then I can say that we completed it, because we definitely did. She's good friends with her granddaughter now. Oh, she wants to start a will. Honestly, at her age, that is probably not a bad idea. Does she like stories? I think she would like stories. I think she would like telling stories and listening to stories. She wants to read books to a child. Let's see. Where is a bookshelf? Do we have one downstairs? Am I just like... What was that one she just ticked off? Oh, chatting with Eric. Now she wants to play Thumbs Up. Man, every time I have that board game just sitting out, they autonomously play that so much. So when it's not something they want to do, I will like put it in somebody's inventory. So they're not just endlessly going to it and playing and then getting their queue all hung up. Maybe we have a bookshelf up here. Okay, she's got a bookshelf here. We're gonna open it. We're just gonna put a bunch of children's stories. Oh, that one's science fiction. Let's see. Do we have any more? Mystery, fantasy, children's. Mystery, romance, nonfiction, science fiction. Okay, so I think we have 3 down here. Yeah, okay. She's also... Okay. See, this is what I mean about 1,000 pop-ups. Let's see. Romantically reserved. I think that makes sense from a story standpoint. Let's tell a story here. Okay. Let's see. While having a chat with her son about his late father, shoot, I'm blanking on her name. Why am I Vivian? Okay, I don't know why my brain just stopped for a second. Okay. Vivian realized that she's not particularly interested in finding another person to spend her life with. She is dedicated to maintaining her relationships with her son and granddaughter. This has helped her realize that she has become romantically reserved. I also have a mod in that allows me to have unlimited like revelations like this. So my Sims end up having a lot of traits, like a lot of extra traits, or the ones that they have often like swap back and forth, and I think that's pretty realistic myself. All right, so we're gonna also put this piece of story over here in the big family list. Okay, I hate how this is currently like going all the way across. Once we take our first screenshot, I'll be able to make 2 columns over here, and then that'll help keep it easier to read the story as we go. All right, back to the Sims. Yes, she can be romantically reserved. She is also just about like knocked out her socialize with her child 10 times. But for the moment, she needs to, oh, in her inventory, she's going to, okay, stop popping that up. That's actually really annoying sometimes. Okay, read this book to Olivia, and then read this book to Olivia, and then read this book to Olivia. Olivia, are you gonna go? Okay. Where is she going to read this book? All the way upstairs? Man, her joints have to like drive her crazy. Ooh, inheritable traits. I should probably turn that on. I hadn't considered that. Inheriting traits from parents and stuff. That like gives you a whole different idea of, you know, how your sim connects to further generations. That's a really good idea. I am going to make a note to myself to turn that on. MCCC, turn on inheritable traits. Nice. Okay, she's up here reading, and I don't know what Olivia's doing. Oh, here she comes. This might be a cute screenshot. Let's turn headline effects off. Whoa. This is moving really weird because the house... Oh my gosh. Okay, I hate that. It's moving really quickly because I think we're up so high. Oh, I hate it. I can't. Ah! Okay, this is gonna drive me crazy. I like getting cute screenshots, but this is really challenging. No, I don't want to go through the floor. Okay, this might just have to be it. Holy moly. There. That'll do. That'll do. That'll do. Oh, look at all these. Whoops. Okay. Headline effects back on. And then let's go put this in our... Here we go. We'll go to screenshots. We'll grab her and put her over here. And then we grab her and put her in Spencer Kim Lewis. And we have group photos. And we'll rename her Reading with Grandma. Okay. That'll do. So we're going to copy and paste this, and this is a little bit of a setup each time, but I feel like it's worth it. We're going to make this a more reasonable size, and then we're going to actually move it over here. Do I want it like that or like this? I think like this. Okay. So we'll put this under here. There we go. Okay. And then what we're going to do over here is we're going to type /column, and we're going to make it into 2 columns. And then that way, as we get screenshots, we can have like a double column going down. We'll give it a caption, and we'll say, Vivian reading to Olivia. There we go. All right, and then that's also going to help for when we have Vivian on the side here, because now our story is like over here. We don't have it going all the way behind Vivian. Okay. While we have this pulled up, we can talk about it. Becoming good friends with her granddaughter is really important to Vivian. She also wants to make, whoops, make sure that Olivia has great reading skills. The two of them spent a lovely little time reading together. Bam. And just like that, we have more story. And that's starting to flesh out who yeah, this is weird. Okay, we need to make sure. Okay, and bam. Okay, there we go. Now it's in line correctly. Because when I close the date, it puts the pictures and everything in there as well. Okay, perfect. Sometimes it takes a little tweaking to get it the way you want it, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Okay. Come back, Sims. All right. Whoa. We'll let them play. Something else that I like to do is not 3-speed at all. I feel like that causes me to like disconnect from what's going on. So I like to give them the opportunity to just like play out their things. And the way that I help myself to not speed is I actually crochet to keep my hands busy while they're doing their stuff. And I'm currently working on a chicken purse. And I have been having so much fun with these bags, I cannot tell you. They are so freaking cute. So I've got pictures in my Discord about that. So that's been fun. Let's see, read for, okay, so she's fully read for 1 hour so far. That's great. Oops. Made a self-discovery. Yes, she did. Okay, keep reading. I think that works out. So she's gotten 1 hour so far. She only needs to socialize with her child one more time, and she's almost done with the first level of her aspiration. That's wild. It really doesn't seem like she's reading. This animation is not particularly great. Are you guys actually reading, or she's just like sitting there with the book closed? Listen to story. Okay, I mean, there must be a story happening, I guess. If this ends up taking over to it having been 2 hours, we'll just call it that. We'll call it at 2 hours, and we'll just cancel it. I really think they're stuck on that book, though. What if we move on to the other book? Now where are we going to go read? We're going to go somewhere else to read, I guess. Man, sim autonomy is so weird sometimes. It's so weird most times. All the way back downstairs. That's ridiculous. Well, I suppose if it makes her happy to go back to the living room to read, she's gonna go sit next to her son.
Oh. Huh.
I guess reading in front of the TV. Olivia's like, I'm gonna sit as close to you as possible. I've got like, I've got a mod that makes their speech bubbles have more variety of pictures and stuff. So she had a speech bubble of like fancy clothes. So, oh, and a fairy house. And a spaceship. Okay, fancy clothes, fairy house, spaceship. That's an interesting story. And she's got her read for 2 hours ticked off. Well, I'm sure that is good for Olivia, because that means she has gotten some more creativity skill. She really has helped her granddaughter so far. She needs to socialize with her son one more time, and then she'll have finished the first level of her aspiration already. So we'll have to see. Well, I think after this we'll take care of her needs. She's struggling a little bit. Struggling just a wee little bit. We'll get her all taken care of. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this house, I think. I mean, it's pretty, but it's making my mouse jump all over the place. And I'm not a real fan of that. I think eventually nobody's going to inherit this house. Everyone's going to move out of it eventually, I think. I'm going to set her up to go meet some of her needs, and then while she's doing that, we will see, she can... Ooh, a strict family dynamic. Vivian and Olivia. Okay, we can tell a story with that. I think there's something there. Let's see. Vivian has a hard time balancing wanting to be friends with Olivia, oops, and wanting what's best for the girl. Sometimes that means discipline. I wasn't sure I was spelling that right. And structure. This has led them to have a strict family dynamic. All right, let's put that in the big story too. And this is something that I think should go also in Olivia's story. So I'm going to give myself a reminder by changing it to a different color. So Olivia is going to be green. And every time I get to Olivia's rotation, if there's something green in this list, I will copy and paste that into her story right away. So I don't forget that that's part of her story as well. All right, we'll say yes to that. She's going to use the bathroom, and then she's going to go back to serve. Let's have some BLTs. So while she's taking care of her needs, we can put in, oh, see, be friends with 3 of your children. See, she doesn't have 2 more children, so she can't get any farther with this aspiration. I think what we'll do, though, is we'll cheat it. To get to the next level. Be a parent to a child with 3 friends. She did manage to do that already. Be friends with... I'm going to write it down as be friends with your child and have a child get married. So what I'm going to do is I'm fully just going to cheat that one toggle, because like we literally can't do this now that she's an elder. So we're just going to right click on that with UI extension cheats, and we'll move on to big happy family. She wants to socialize. I cannot socialize with... I'm just going to type grandchild 10 times. Have 4 grandchildren. I don't know if... And then be good friends with 4 children or grandchildren. Okay, so that's going to be challenging if they don't end up wanting to have more children, you know. So we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see how that goes. Maybe they will. I have Risky Woohoo on, so even if they don't specifically say they want more children, we might end up with more children. So we'll just have to see how it goes. I like leaving as much of it up to chance as possible. I like that kind of organic storytelling. I have got the hiccups right now. Or at least I had one hiccup. Sometimes I only ever have one hiccup, but only if I... There we go. Oh, shoot. Come on. Emoji and sparkles. Alright, so I've got... Oh, she went to take a nap while I was doing that. Okay, let's put those in the fridge. Did she eat? She did. Alright. She wants to mentor a child, but I don't... Oh, she does, but I don't think she can mentor cooking. So she's going to need to get some kind of skill up. What would be a good skill for her to help Olivia with? I think there was some like art stuff upstairs. There's music. Okay. Oh, somebody already painted a painting. Alice did. Of course she did. Let's put that in Alice's inventory. That way, if she wants to autonomously paint some more, she can. I think it might be a good idea. Maybe Vivian learns to play the piano and then mentors Olivia. That could be good. I'll do that. I'll have her go upstairs, practice some piano, try to get good enough at it to be able to mentor her grandchild. Dennis has good luck today, so he's been like randomly popping up with simoleons for just like doing stuff around the house. It'll take her a bit to get a high enough piano skill to be able to help with that. Help with that? Mentor is, I don't know. My brain just like stopped for a second. Okay. She is pretty tired. She can only really work on this for another 3 hours, but by that point, it's going to be a good time to start sending folks to bed. And we'll get Dennis all set up next. Dennis, who keeps finding simoleons. Wonder what he's even doing. We could go see. I think he's just cleaning stuff. Oh, well, he's gonna take a nap now. The elderly, they get so sleepy so quickly. You know, if she wasn't so sleepy, I would have sent her to the lounge to practice, because then at least she could get some tips. This house, I imagine the bills are going to be astronomical, and I don't recall if anybody is working a job. I think the only person who has a job is Eric. I think he is in the business career. No, he has no job. Okay, I think I want to put him in the business career, but we'll see if he ends up with a want to have a job. And that's how we'll give him a job and let things roll. See, with one of the mods that I also have does a bit of an overhaul on jobs and then gives them things like some jobs require a degree. It changes what skills are required to get a promotion. And I love it. So we'll see if anybody decides they want to have a job. Okay, she's got about 2 more hours in her before she's too tired to continue. And then we'll just start rotating people into bed. We'll pick up with Dennis in the morning. But I feel like we've gotten to know a lot about Vivian so far. You know, she's very interested in taking care of her family. She's not really interested in finding love at this stage of her life. She wants to be friends with Olivia, but she also wants Olivia to succeed. So that balance is a little hard for them, you know. It requires boundaries and expectations, and that can be really hard in a dynamic with family members like that. So she's reached level 2, but you know, she's really getting tired. Oh, here we go. Here's a pop-up for a hobby. I think that is great. So let's add that over here to her story. While practicing the piano in hopes of being able to mentor Olivia in the skill eventually, Vivian realized she is very much drawn to, oh shoot, what was it called? I have to pull it back up. Music and dance. Okay. Very much drawn to music and dance as a hobby. So we'll put that in the main story, and we will also make sure to add that to the drop down up here. Music and dance. Okay, excellent. And back over here, and we'll say yes. But at the moment, she is really too tired. I think I'm gonna give this as her bedroom. I like this one instead. Let's go sleep there. That's gonna be your bed. Right, and then there's like a partially worked on picture. We'll just get rid of that. That was left on the table. Okay, Olivia lives. I was gonna say Olivia lives down here. I mean, she lives in the whole house, but we'll put her to bed, and then Alice, we can put her to bed here. Then Eric, don't take a nap, just go to sleep. And then we can put Dennis to bed down here. All right, and Dennis is going to be our next sim. So let's pull up Dennis. He wants to. He has the successful lineage, which starts out so very similar to the Big Happy Family. In fact, I think all of the aspirations that are family oriented, I swear, are the same same set of goals. Become a parent, read to a child for 2 hours, and socialize with a child for 10 times. All right, we can add we'll add his information. Let's see. Read to a child. Poor Olivia, she's just gonna be read to so much here. But at the same time, I say poor Olivia, but that means her creativity is gonna be really good. So that's not a bad thing. Shoot. Somebody, I think, is not in bed, so I'll fix that here in a second. But that's working out for me at the moment while I'm doing some typing. I'm just putting stuff on Dennis's like goals and stuff. All right. And we need to put hobbies over here. I swear I can type. And then we need to put Missy, Hissy, traits. So he's neat, a perfectionist, and loves the outdoors. So when it comes to his traits, definitely have the family as primary. But I think he might also be kind of into knowledge. Um, he's a perfectionist and he loves the outdoors. He might want to just like learn about stuff. Because we don't really have like a nature one or anything. So we'll do knowledge as his secondary. So we have family and knowledge. All right, so he's all set. Alice, you need to go to bed. Go to bed so we can speed through the night, please. Did they like woohoo when I wasn't paying attention? No, they didn't, or else it would pop up with the take a pregnancy test. All right. Once she goes to bed, we should be all set to speed through the night. Fingers crossed. Is she having a hard time getting in bed? No, she's fine. Okay, everybody's asleep. Is there somebody? Yes, Vlad, go away. Yeah, leave. Thank you, sir. All right, there we go. Dennis does not have a job. He does have some milestones. Had Alice. That is his whole milestones. Okay, who's awake? Eric? No. No. Back to sleep. I also need to put a, let's see. We need a thermostat and we need a burglar alarm. Okay, and now that I'm thinking about it, we are going to need vacuums. I kind of feel like this would be a place that had Roombas. I feel like they are rich enough to have like Roombas to clean their house with. But where would be a good place to put one? Maybe in this corner over here. Let's get it. I don't want to get the expensive one because it doesn't have any like plain swatches. Okay, put one on that floor. I like to keep them in a similar spot on each floor because I will forget where they are otherwise. Okay, let's see. This hallway should probably be fine. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that. I think that'll be fine. Okay, now Dennis is awake. Well, to be fair, he really has to use the bathroom. I don't want him up and about for the day at 2:46 in the morning. That just seems absurd. All right. Okay, he's had his privacy. Let's see, something popped up on the calendar. Nothing for them. Well, I take it back. I hate Talk Like a Pirate Day. We're not going to have Talk Like a Pirate Day. But we are going to have Love Day on Thursday. This is one that I've made. I changed where it falls in things. But mostly we do the same thing. Get flowers, go on a date, have a romantic spirit. But I added watch romantic TV. I feel like that makes sense. So. Alright, we're gonna speed through a little bit more. But Vivian is awake at... Come on. Okay, well, she also has to pee. Fair enough. We'll go and then go back to bed, please. Poor thing. She's having to waddle. I sent her to the bathroom that is attached to somebody else's bedroom. Whoopsie. I'm trying to get the lay of the land in this house, but Oh, she has her own attached bathroom, I think. And I just sent her fully to the wrong one. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she has her own bathroom with, like, a toilet and, like, the biggest, nicest bathtub. Not the biggest, but the nicest. Yeah, this house is going to be absurd as far... Why am I just zooming back and forth? It's going to be absurd. Okay, he doesn't like his bed. He says it's a cheap bed. Maybe we need to upgrade his bed, but the bills are going to be so high. Okay, Olivia's awake at 4 in the morning. You know what? Fine. Just be up. It's almost 5 a.m. It'll be all right. You can do what you want to do. He can go ahead and get up. We didn't write down any of his whims here, so let's see what kind of things we have. He wants to stay outdoors for 8 hours. Which we could like go to the park or something for that. Become focused. Okay. Come on, emoji, work. Become focused. He wants to invite family over. Okay, he doesn't have family to invite over, so we're gonna re-roll that one. Okay, watch a movie with family. That's more reasonable. Because we can do that. Watch a movie with family. And then the last thing he wants to do over here is chat with Eric. We can do that. That's not hard. Emoji, cloud, chat. Oh, wait. Emoji, spiky chat bubble. Oh, chat. Chat with Eric. Alright, there we go. So the first thing on his list, though, is he wants to read to Olivia, but I think Vivian still has all the books, or she has at least 2 of them. So we can have Dennis read Lord of the Swings to Olivia. Oh no, they're gonna go all the way upstairs again. That's okay. While he's doing that, I'm gonna write a little bit of a story for him over to the side. So Dennis is a man who always doted on his daughter, Alice. So when she had a child, his devotion spilled over to Olivia. He really enjoys waking up early to read books with her. Alice, you really need to have a different outfit on if you're going to walk around your dad like that. That's kind of that's kind of a bit much. All right. Oh, we need to switch over to Dennis here.
Me ploy, me ploy.
And we'll add this to the family story. All right, there we go. Did he even read that to her? I am not convinced that he did. Sometimes just it's the autonomy sort of breaks a little bit. Put that one, put that one in his inventory. If we can just get to the 1 hour mark, I'll call that good for reading. Because then he wants to socialize with his child, so we'll have to go find out what up to?
Me axe a bloonif.
Man, my stomach is grumbling so much. I'm very hungry. I'm gonna have to have something good for lunch after this. We have some beans and rice and corn that I might have. Okay, let's read one more. Read one more. Nope. This might also be a cute screenshot. If she sits on the floor and they're in here. Oh yeah, okay. I love that. And see, like, these elders aren't going to be around for a lot of time. So having these pictures, having these screenshots are going to mean a lot to us in the future when we don't have them around anymore. So we'll go ahead and do the same thing. We're gonna pull up SavePal. We're gonna open our screenshots and we're gonna move them around here. And Spencer Kim Lewis and group photos. Reading with Grandpa. All right, let's put that in our little gallery over here. Olivia's just like really taking advantage of the fact that her grandparents like to read. She's getting all of that creativity skill. Dennis reading to Olivia. All right, I love that. I love that both grandparents are like, just let me read to this child. I like turning off the headline effects for screenshots so that like the plumb bob and stuff isn't in the way. I'm gonna drink some water. Okay, well, we hit one. So I think I'll let him go downstairs and eat something. What if he makes us some fruit salad? I don't know what kind of luck he has today. Ordinary. Okay. I probably could have had him cook, but I have had too many fires from somebody having a bad luck day. Of course. Well, since he's having a normal luck day, maybe I have him make eggs and toast instead. I can have him cook. He could also invite his daughter to join him, and then they can chat. Because that's the next thing on it that he wants, is to chat with socialize with his child a bunch. Well, I guess it doesn't count, but I'm gonna give her, I think, a second set of pajamas at some point. so she isn't always in her underpants when she's doing cooking and stuff. Well, their relationship keeps like randomly having negative things. Sometimes too many cooks in the kitchen, you know what I mean? Cooking together does not always equal we're having a good time. She's talking about the sauce he put in it. She's talking about, well, maybe it's the stove's fault that you're having a hard time. We should wear aprons. I'm gonna pour this bottle on the floor for no reason. Maybe we should set the table so that we all eat together. I don't think they have a dining room, do they? They don't have a dining room. They just eat right here. Well, okay. But we can't set that, you know what I mean? Alright, let's give her a life lesson about money. That sounds like a very, like, father thing to do. Olivia went off to school on time. Good, good. He can reminisce about the good times. You know what? He can complain about the dish. He can say, you know what, this didn't turn out exactly the way I wanted. It's excellent, but it's not like the best of all things. Ooh, okay. We have another opportunity to tell a story. They're strict. Okay. Let's see. What kind of story do we tell? Because Alice is his only child, he has always put a lot of pressure on her, despite also giving her anything she wanted. Now, as adults, he finds that he doesn't always agree with the choices she makes for Olivia. This has developed into a strict family dynamic between them. I feel like sounds like a good reason why they might have developed like a strict family dynamic. I'm also going to change this to be blue to remind me that this needs to go on Alice's story as well. All right, back to gameplay. We'll go ahead and say yes for that. Let's put that in the fridge for them. Let's see. Grumble about cost these days. That sounds like a dentist thing to do. Alright. But he can enthuse about the outdoors as well, because he really would like to go spend a whole day at the park. Does he have wellness as a skill? I think he might. Oh, he's like almost maxed on wellness. Good job. Well, probably all the time he spends outdoors, I would think. Also, I happen to know that he randomly generated as a worker at the spa, and I think that's what happened. But that's okay. That's okay. Hey, they're almost there. Have a deep conversation. You know, I'm really worried about Olivia's development. I think you need to spend more time, you know, reading to her. I certainly spent a lot of time reading to her. Alright, he has completed socializing with his child. And now he really does want to spend 8 hours outdoors. So let's see. Let's round it up to 10 a.m. So that'd be like 6 p.m. he'd be able to come home. I think we all go to... We'll take everybody. We're gonna go to the park. We're gonna spend 8 hours outdoors. Oh, we have mail. Oh, see what I mean? I knew the bills were gonna be absurd. Now Alice is romantically reserved. Okay. Let's tell a little story for Alice. Oh, we need to add her here. It's the 15th, so episode 4. While we're here, we can go ahead and add this part of her story since we're here. And we can put that back to default because we've already added it. So Alice has been feeling the pressure from her mother-in-law to have more children, but Alice is happy with their current family dynamic. It allows her to spend more time focusing on her art. In a conversation with her father about this, she realizes some of this lack of desire for more children could be because she's developed into a romantically reserved sim. Here we go. I think that is a reasonable way to spin this. We'll add romantically reserved up here. Romantically. Good grief, come on. Reserved. There we go. Okay. Now we can go back to Dennis on this side. We're really building out a story for these characters that I really haven't played with before. Okay, maybe finish eating your breakfast so we can travel. Okay, and Dennis is unflirty. Okay. Dennis has never had an interest in remarrying after the death of his wife. He has become particularly unflirty in his old age. Okay, excellent. That's a little small one, but I think it does give a good explanation for that pop-up. So let's add unflirty to his bonus traits. All right. Yes, you can be unflirty. He never finished his breakfast. Well, you know, that's okay. We're gonna go to Magnolia Blossom Park and we're gonna spend he at least is gonna spend 8 hours outdoors. I think we can come up with plenty of things to keep him busy, but if any of the other Sims who are coming with us, if any of the rest of the family needs to, you know, head home, we can send them home. Okay, I forgot to edit this, but something that I really enjoy doing over here is putting down like a little spot to be a sandbox for kids and toddlers and stuff to... Is it this one that I like? No, not that one. I think this one works. We'll make it brown. Put like a sandbox over here. We'll do a smaller sandbox for now. Let's, can I put... No, it's not gonna let me. Okay, and we'll put some sand in there. Okay. Then they can build sand castles. We'll put some little toddler toys over there as well. Because this park is not designed with toddlers in mind, so I like to make it to where it is like toddler friendly. So we'll put some blocks out here. We'll put, let's make it more visible. Let's make a purple little dragon. We could add triceratops, you know, so they've got stuff to play with. Let's also, can I put this? Yeah, let's put like a toddler play thing out here as well. That'll do. And maybe a slide for the... ooh, the slide could actually go in the sandbox. I think... maybe I want it to go this way. Okay. And then we need some swings. Also kind of like having a toddler play tent over here somewhere. We need some swings. We have a lot of options for swings. I think this one is really good for like a playground. All right, there we go. And then very quickly, we're going to make sure there are toddler potties in the bathroom, and then we'll press play again. All right, there we go. Now we are all set. Toddlers will have something to do. The kids have more toys to play with. I probably could have put a hopscotch and a marbles, but I think that's probably good for now. We'll just kind of see what he wants to get up to. Yeah, same with the sandboxes. I wish there was more. I wish there were more kid activities for outside. I'm considering like putting a like a tree house out here somewhere, but I often end up making this area like a little wedding spot. So I don't know. That's the cool thing with the Forever World. As it goes, we can just sort of add things that we need or change things up. It doesn't have to be permanent. Nothing has to be permanent. So I'm really enjoying the idea of that. I do know he wants to get focused at some point, so perhaps he can come ponder some moves over here and maybe play with Eric, and then they can kind of like get to know each other a little better. So this happy life, reasonable life stuff, okay, we'll just sit down and play with him then. You don't have to ponder the moves. This comes from one of the Missy Hissy ones, so. Or Missy Hissy mods. I think I just said once, but. Alright. I wonder if he'll just become focused while he's playing. He does want to chat with Eric. What if we give a life lesson on hard work? It's hard work, you know, learning new skills and playing new games and learning. Okay, Eric is getting a phone call. Hey Eric, I have a crush on Simeon Silversweater. Do you think it's worth a try? This is, I think, one of the random townies that I placed in the world. I'm gonna say, sure. If you want to date a spellcaster, by all means, go date a spellcaster. We'll see after his life lesson if it ticks this off. If it doesn't, then we'll just have to manually. Oh yay, it did. Alright, so he chatted with Eric. That can go to the bottom. And then, let's see, what is it replaced with? He wants to vacuum the house. You know what? We'll have to buy him a vacuum. I like that somebody wants to vacuum. Him being neat, I imagine, is that's the result there. Vacuum the house. How much? Okay, he's just like barely started with logic, which is fine because that's not like a skill that he's looking to raise. He just wants to become focused. So I'll let him play this for a little bit. We'll after they're done with their game, we could have him do the shoot, I can't because he's currently playing. But there's the ponder moves. when he's not in the middle of the game. This is really helping their relationship. They're spending some time getting to know each other. They're learning chess together and chatting about the outdoors. You know, he didn't have a whole lot of relationship with his son-in-law prior to this. We could write a little bit about that. I'm going to write over here on the side while they are playing. Dennis hasn't had a lot of opportunity to get to know his son-in-law. Spending time together at the park playing chess has really helped just their relationship. Oh, and now Eric is unflirty. Like, this whole family just does not want to have more children. They're just like, nah. Alright, well, while we're over here, let's move this part of Dennis's story over here. Alright. Okay, Eric. Let's get you pulled up here. Let's get your entry added for today. It is 8/15/25, and this is episode 4. Okay, so while sitting in the park talking to his father-in-law, Eric realized he has no desire to expand the family at this time. In fact, he and Alice haven't even been spending that much time together lately. The result of this is that Eric has developed the unflirty traits. Alright, we'll add bonus traits. Unflirty. Okay, we add that to the main story. Excellent. Okay, let's go back to Dennis. And yes. Okay. He wants to clean the sink in here. Why don't you use the restroom and then wash your hands a couple of times? Because, oh, does coming in here negate his wanting to be outside? Oh man, I didn't think about that. Okay, you have to stop going inside after you've washed your hands a few times. Just like fish. Just fish for a while. Good grief. I think I messed that up myself. Darn it. So it might be like 9:30 before he's able to go home. That's okay. We'll send everybody else home, I think, when Olivia gets home from school. I think that makes sense. We'll see what kind of fish he comes up with. We can put them in the fridge when he gets home, or also like mount them on the wall for his bedroom. If he even catches any fish. There's no guarantee when their fishing skill is so low. Okay, let me check something here. 6 and 7 and 8. Because I am still kind of crocheting over here in the background. And my stitches are not lining up the way they're supposed to. I might have to pull a bunch of that out. Might start that whole thing over. It's just being a pain in the butt. Sometimes you have to get comfortable with the idea that your project is not always going to go exactly the way you think it is, and you have to be prepared to pull it out and to be okay with that, which is very challenging at times. What kind of, oh, never mind. He's feeling playful from socializing. Okay. Might be nice to get a screenshot of him out here fishing. Oh, we should put the walls up. There we go. Oh, perfect. Okay. Look how happy he is. Maybe we put this one in a fish bowl because that looks like it's a goldfish. Aww. He's so happy. I'm so happy for him. I love when my Sims are happy. All right, let's put him in there. Oh, nope. One more. There we go. You go here, and then you go here, and then you go here. All right. We'll go fishing, and we'll put that over here. So we'll copy, and we'll put that in our little gallery so that we always have that picture of him on the gallery. See, the problem with like taking pictures and hanging them on the wall is lately I've been having the bug where your pictures, if they're in your inventory and you exit the game and come back in, they'll be blank black photographs. And when you put them on the wall, it doesn't fix them. So I am currently at a point where my Sims are not taking any pictures. Dennis catches his first fish. Lovely. Okay. Then we can headline effects back on.
Oh, wow, bish. Quema barumas.
We're definitely going to put this one in a bowl. We're going to put that fish in a bowl. I wonder if Olivia... We could bring Olivia here. She might be... Or she just needs to have some fun. We'll keep Olivia with us here at the park. We'll send everybody else home for now. But Olivia can come play. Let's see what she's going to get up to. She is immediately just going to make a big old mess on the floor. Of course she is. I love when the kids start showing up. So we've got Billy Jang, we've got Carmine, we've got Alexander Goth and Ren Grove, and her grandfather just out here fishing. Oh, we completed something. Perform an odd job. Let's take a look at what we completed. Become focused, watch a movie. Watch a movie with family disappeared, and we got perform an odd job in its place. I'm going to leave watch a family movie on the list. And we're going to add do an odd job. From being unemployed. Yep, that makes sense. Yeah, when stuff disappears, even though I've pinned it, I usually leave it on the list because it ends up being something they want to do anyway, even if it doesn't give them any points. Because the points are not the point. The points are not the point. The point is to tell the story. So I can see him wanting to sit down and have like a family movie night. If we can ever get him to stay out here for 8 hours. We can't let him go back inside. I totally forgot that going in the building to use the bathroom would probably count as going outside. So, whoopsies. Whoopsies about that. That's okay though. Gives us more opportunity to fish, and then he can play some more chess. He really needs to... He wants to get focused at some point, so we could have him come over here and ponder moves. After which he could play some chess with Olivia. I'm going to write a little bit about him fishing. The park is a lovely place to spend a great amount of time outdoors. Dennis really enjoyed his first time fishing and caught himself a goldfish to keep at home. Ooh, start a will. Okay. He became focused. We can move that off the list. Here, no. Play with your granddaughter. Oh no, he's hungry. He can make some potatoes. That's fine. Or what is it he's making? Pollo a la brasa. He's gonna make some chicken. And he wants to start a will. And that also makes sense. While he's grilling, we can just come back over here and add this little bit to the family story. Alright, what's he up to? Oh, he would like cuisine to be his new hobby. Okay. Grilling ended up being a great pastime at the pastime is being weird. Grilling ended up being a great opportunity for Vanicander, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Wow, you're my first ever Prime sub. That's incredible. Oh, that means so much to me. Thank you so much. I got tinglies. That's so nice of you. Thank you very much. I don't take that for granted. There's a lot of people out there that you could have given that Prime sub to, and it means a lot that you chose me for this month. So thank you very much. Okay. Grilling ended up being a great opportunity for Dennis to practice his cooking skill. It also helped him realize that he'd like to take up cuisine as his new hobby. All right. That works for me. I think that's totally fine for you to have that as a hobby. That sounds like something that will burn the house down eventually, but aw, you're quite welcome. I'm so glad you're able to play alongside. I'm glad you're having a good time. I love to play The Sims while somebody else is playing The Sims. It makes it feel like I'm not playing by myself, since it is such a solo game. So I'm glad you're having a good time. And if anyone out there on YouTube is watching right now, he's literally gonna grill some more food. Thank you for also being here. I hope you're having fun. You know what, everybody, stop, save and have a drink of water. Save and sip, save and sip. Because I realize we have not saved in like an hour and a half. That could have been such a loss if something happened. Come on, finish saving. You're making me nervous. The downside to having just about all of the packs is that saving does take longer, but that's okay. And most of the time I grab packs when they're on sale, so I may have everything except for the menswear kit, but most of those things were not bought at full price. Who in the world can afford all of the packs at full price? Okay, stop. He's endlessly grilling. Eat some of the food. And eat some first and then come back to the grilling. He like made four plates of food. Or no, 3. It'll be 3. I guess that's because he likes his cuisine. He's gonna feed everybody at the park. We have to remember to take this food home and put it in the fridge. Olivia, what is wrong with you? You are uncomfortable. Where are you sitting? Okay, why don't you just go home? You're not having a good time. She doesn't need to be here if she's not having fun. Okay, I guess resume your veggie burgers. Let's put these in your inventory so we don't forget to put them in the fridge. We'll put the veggie burgers in the fridge also. Wonder if there's any other elders in the park that he could, like, become friends with. I don't see any at the moment. He's just gonna... Oh, he's cleaning it now. I was like, he's just gonna keep on with his cooking. But he did eventually stop, thank goodness. Alright, we'll just let him fish. We've got to be getting close to the 8 hours. I wish it would tell us how much longer. Well, he's reached level 2 of fishing. That's something. He just enjoys the outdoors. I wonder if he will get a pop-up to ask if he likes fishing. I like to leave those sort of things up to the sim. Sometimes it becomes very inconvenient when they decide they dislike something that you need for like their job or their aspiration. Yeah, you know, I played The Sims 3 for so long. When I first got The Sims 4, when it first launched, it was so lacking that I went back to The Sims 3 and did not come back to The Sims 4 until I think it was Get to Work came out. But yeah, The Sims 3, there's a lot of things I like about The Sims 3, but I struggle to go back to it now because of how the Sims look. They're so unappealing to look at to me. I didn't like them when I moved from Sims 2 to Sims 3. I thought, I was like, well, why did we go backwards here? Is what it felt like. It feels like they have alpha CC hair. Something about the way their hair is just feels very alpha CC to me for some reason. Which I'm not, I don't often use a lot of CC in my game, but when I do, it's always Max's Match. I'm a sucker for Max's Match. So back to The Sims 3 until probably Get to Work came out. Yeah, and then Parallel played. Yeah, you can't make heavier looking Sims either. But the gameplay was chaotic. You're absolutely right with that. I love the chaos. I hated zombies though. Like, zombies drove me crazy. Like, I love the Supernatural pack, but I hated zombies. I hated trying to have a garden and then the zombies would just eat it. That would make me so annoyed. But there were a lot of good things about The Sims 3. I loved the adventures, like going on the I think it's World Adventures. That I loved trying to solve all of those things. All the dungeons and stuff. That was so fun. I wish that Jungle Adventure was more like those. Oh, Imaginary Friends. Okay, Imaginary Friends in The Sims 3 used to creep me out so much. Like, I loved them because they were creepy, but they were very creepy to me. Oh, shucks. Okay, Dennis says the fish are too hard to catch over here. He could come play some more chess in order to stay outside. But he did catch a bass. We'll put that one in the fridge. Or no, the bass is like one of the better ones to put on the wall. So we'll put the goldfish in a bowl and we'll put the bass on the wall. And that'll be nice. He's getting so tired. I need him to get his be outside for 8 hours. Come on. We've been at the park all day. Surely we can tick this one thing off. I think at the end of we might be able to get one more round through. I think we'll play with Eric for his rotation, and then I think that's where we'll end the episode. So then tomorrow we'll pick up with Alice. And see how far we get, because we're gonna play through the end of Saturday, and then Sunday morning at 6 a.m. that is when we switch to the next household. And if I go back to the main page, it'll be the Hastings family that we play with next, and they are the I made them as Eliza Pancakes, parents and little sister, because I like giving my Sims some family. Because, for instance, he wanted to invite some family over and then couldn't because he doesn't have any extended family. So I really like building out the family tree and stuff. Yeah, they are a little controversial, the imaginary friends, because they're creepy, but honestly, I wish The Sims 4 had more things that were just a little goofy, you know? Just a little, not taking themselves so seriously. Play in a splash pad. We can add that to his list. Maybe we'll end up going and, like, going to San Sequoia. That would give us a good reason to go to San Sequoia. Splash in a splash pad. Okay, but he can go home now because he got his desire to stay in the park all day. I'm gonna write a little blurb for him. Staying in the park all day. Oh, let's follow him. May have worn Dennis out, but he wouldn't have traded that time for most anything. Nice. Once we get to the loading screen, I'll just switch over and add that to the family story. All right. But I'm really excited about playing the Hastings family. Being that they're an original family for me, that'll be quite fun. I have them, yeah. So Eliza's parents, Griffin and Edith, and her teenage sister Nadine. I also gave family members to Travis, Liberty, and Summer Holiday, so I look forward to playing those households as well. Okay. He's tired, so first, though, I'm going to get him a fish bowl before I forget. I believe that is here in indoor activities. There we go. I just want like just a regular fish bowl. Add fish, the goldfish. We'll hang this on the wall. All right, and then I'm gonna put this food in the fridge. I can't believe I remembered to do that. I almost never remember to put stuff in the fridge when we get home. Ooh, wait, he needs to take care of himself a little bit before he does that. There we go, and there we go. So, while he is getting himself ready for bed, I'm gonna look at Eric's things so that we can get him set up for in the morning. So I think he's on like... That's not what I meant to click. Yeah, he's on the last level of his aspiration. So, like the hardest one. Because he wants to have a home worth $350,000, and it's currently $199,192. I don't think he'll accomplish that, to be totally honest, but we'll give it a try. And then purchase 20 columns. That just seems like, why? You know, why are we doing this? But we'll give him a couple of traits from Missy Hissy. I think definitely fortune. And I think pleasure, actually. I was considering family, but I don't think, and then fortune and pleasure. I don't think he actually wants any more kids. Like, I don't think he's very family oriented at this point in his life. That could change, but at this point, I don't think so. Oh, that is definitely in character for Alice. She wants to be, have arts and crafts. So let's pull up Alice and write that down. Do I have any more Alice things? That one's for Olivia. No, we don't have any more Alice things. Alice has always been a creative soul. From drawing as a kid to painting as an adult, she has always needed an outlet for her ideas. She has developed a deep love for arts and crafts, and it has become her hobby. There we go. Put that over here, and then we'll add that to her list. Arts and crafts. Perfect. Then we'll go back up here to Dennis. All right, and let's see. Yes, she likes painting. That's fine. I mean, that makes sense. I'll just add that to her likes over here on this side. Perfect. All right. And it looks like Dennis finally got around to going to bed, which is great. We'll start putting everybody else to bed as well. Vivian, you need to come all the way upstairs to your bedroom, please. Come up here and... Why? All the bathrooms in this house, and that is the one that Alice wants to use. I'm going to also cheat her energy down a little bit so she actually stays in bed after I put her in bed. Alright, we'll just follow her until she gets to bed, and then we will keep switching through until we get everybody to bed. Ooh, big stretch. Everybody stretch. You've been hunched over for too long. Good stretch. Roll your wrists around. Had your hand on your mic too long. Shake your fingers out. There we go. I didn't realize how much I needed that. That felt really good. Actually, you know, we're creeping up on 2 hours, so I think that this might be where we call it. The episodes end up getting really long otherwise, and I am getting really hungry. Okay, Alice, you should go to bed as well. I think everybody is getting ready for bed. Alice is a childish sim, so she's definitely just sitting in the bathroom playing with her daughter's toys. We'll have to figure out how we want to accommodate that in the story as it goes. Oh, Eric needs to get up and use the bathroom. Is that gonna cancel Alice going to bed? Sure did. That's alright. Well, we got it sorted. Alright. All these things, all these fish that they learned about from talking to old people at the park. Oh. What kind of things is he going to want to do? Move to a different house. That is going to be interesting. If that is still there when he wakes up in the morning and we pin it, then that really changes kind of everything. No, don't go eat. Go to bed, Goofy. That can really change a lot of things. And does he want to move the whole household, or does he want to move out of the family? Is being a family man too much for him? There's some opportunities there for some interesting storytelling. Well, we'll have to decide what we want to do with that. Perhaps I'll put, okay, we'll see what's still on there when he wakes up. And if, okay, move house is not on there. At some point, oh, he wants to be a doctor. Okay. Ooh. I haven't played the doctor career in ages. All right, let's add some things. We're gonna add some things to Eric's list. I don't know if we'll fully play Eric today or if we'll just kind of get started. I know he's got like some absurd goals about like buying columns and having an expensive house, but these things over here are pretty cool. Join the doctor career. He wants to buy something worth $1,000. Buy something worth 1,000 simoleons. He wants to eat snacks because he's a glutton, so. And then this last one, he wants to become friends with Dennis. And I think that shows some emotional growth from him. That he wants to be friends with his father-in-law, you know. I kind of feel like I don't want to stop playing yet. I think about this world when I am not playing it, like I just want to play here all the time. It's like I kind of wish that I had done my personal Forever World differently as far as how I age everybody and stuff. And so, like, I want to go back and start over. But that's like, that is the whole save file abandoning thing we're trying to get away from. So I'm going to try to stop that. I'm going to stick with it. Even if it's hard, you stick with it. Okay, so there's something else I was going to do with him, and I've already forgotten. We'll just let it play for a moment. Well, first and foremost, he needs to pay the bills, because we got the bills yesterday, and nope, that's not the bills. This is the bills. Nope, that's shopping. Good grief. Let's see. Pay the bills. gonna pay the bills, and then he is going to get a job in the doctor career. All right, bills paid. We can only pay them 4 more times before we've run out of money. So, doctor. Okay, and now he wants to join the salary person career. Okay, but you're not unemployed. Let's re-roll that one. Throw a party. That makes more sense. Okay. So for work, he needs to attend an active work day at the doctor career venue twice. And he wants to throw a party. All right, I think we can help him with those things. Let's see, he's a medical intern. Is the first level of that. So just filling out a couple of things here for him on SavePal. Brought to you by Yasmin's Corner, I believe, is the channel for that. I'm gonna have to get a link for her store for SavePal and make that a command so that folks who like the Notion template can find exactly where to get the template. That is an after stream thing that I'm gonna do. All right, made myself another note. All right, excellent. Olivia's gonna go to school. When does he work next? 3 days. We'll only go with him to active work when he works on a day that it's his rotation. Otherwise, we're just gonna send him. It'll be like that with the teenagers too for high school. Oh, Eric and Alice as jokesters. I like that because she is, she's a childish sim, so she's probably telling jokes all the time. So, let's see. Eric and Alice spent a lovely morning having breakfast and telling jokes about the Sim City politicians who have been found cheating at a concert on a kiss cam. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the LOL in there. This has helped them develop a jokesters family dynamic. Now we have to be careful with that because sometimes when folks with the jokesters family dynamic spend too much time telling each other jokes, it can end up causing them to die of hysteria. I have had that happen more than once. And I, specifically in my Forever world, I had a family that the toddler and one of the moms were jokesters, and the toddler did so much silly behavior that the mom ended up dying from being hysterical. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And then we pled for her to live, and it didn't work. I was like, oh no. Okay, so he wants to buy something worth $1,000. What I think I'm going to do is replace his mom's bed because she complained about having a cheap bed. No, I don't want to pick that up. And it hurting her back. So I'm going to make her get out of bed. And we're going to buy her one that's worth over $1,000. This one from Cats and Dogs would pretty well fit the room here. Let's see. You know, a pink striped one would be cool, but it doesn't really fit what they've got going on already in here. The pink, actually, this one kind of works. Can we change the color of these things to then sort of match? Does this have a pink? That'll work. And we can make this... The carpet on carpet, I've never understood, but I'm going to leave it because we need... because we need it for the household funds, or like how... Yeah, we'll leave that there. Okay. For how expensive the house is worth. That's not the right way to say that, but perform odd job. Okay, we can add that to the bottom too. Right now, though, he wants to eat snacks, and I think that we can set him up with some snacks. Let's see. Have a quick meal, have some chips. Meanwhile, I'll put in here... What? Oh, somebody's coming from upstairs, I think. We'll give him a second. Put that in the fridge. He and his wife do not have a great relationship. Like, they have a lot of romance, but they do not have a whole lot of friendship. That's a story. That's a story right there. I wonder what in the heck that's about. Great. And he also wants to buy a vault. Oh my gosh. Okay. We could put that in like the spare bedroom, because he's got that. We've got that bedroom that nobody sleeps in. Could turn it into like a vault room. Dennis is still asleep. He should wake up because Eric wants to be friends with him. We can brighten his day. We can complain about the size of our TV. That feels very... I don't think... Well, you know, reminisce about wedding day. He does have a lot of romance, but he just doesn't have a whole lot of friendship with his wife. Probably still enjoyed that day. He can complain about the chips and be like, that they were gross. And then have a deep conversation about how his friendship with his wife has been going down the toilet.
Sibuna Torble Farbe.
Oh, Prata. Klarshin. Wasenex. Thelma.
We could swap Milestone. No, he's just leaving. Oh, well, he's probably hungry. Probably should let him eat. But you know what, friends? I think we could go ahead and stop here. We can finish picking up with Eric on our next rotation. Let's go ahead and make sure we all save your game. I always save and then also manage worlds and save, and then I exit the game and save. I will save it 3 times. I never trust it. I have had my game crash while saving one too many times. That always drives me absolutely crazy. Alright, I would like to do my outro, friends, for YouTube. This is the part I'm going to cut out, and then we'll do the YouTube farewell. Alright guys, thank you so much for being here today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of The Sims 4 Forever World. This is episode 4 with the Spencer Kim Lewis household. So tomorrow or so, we'll be back with another section of the Spencer Kim Lewis household. We'll probably get through Tuesday, Wednesday, and possibly Thursday. So if you'd like to see that, feel free to join us on Twitch at Luca Windmover. Otherwise, the next episode will be up as soon as it's ready. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you next time.